All right, maybe this will be a little better.
Yeah.
We were having problems with Streamlabs not picking up the correct microphone, but that has been repaired.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream with Corey and Lori. And today, while
the blossoms
last time we met, we actually finished playing Quest for Glory 2.
Trial by fire.
So we thought,
and what a trial by fire making it was.
It was indeed. But since we've had like 5 weeks, 5 sessions of actually talking about all the things that went wrong and all the things about it, and
our microphone was showing the 1% in Streamlabs.
Yeah, so we had to.
And then I checked the system settings; they were fine. Closed Streamlabs and restarted it. It was still messed up, and then I set the microphone to the specific one instead of system settings. That worked.
So we're here, and
it's another beautiful day, and today we are going to be doing something entirely different.
Yes, something we have never done before, because most of you probably haven't done it either.
And close to something we've never done before, which was like play an adventure game.
That's true. You've done that part, I'm sure.
And Lori will chat while I get some tea, because you didn't bring me any.
You didn't ask, did you? All right. Well, of course it can't get out. All right, so much for being prepared for our live stream. Actually, what we're trying to do today is play a new game, brand new game as of last week or so, called Rosewater. Well, that's a cool Hero U banner. Yeah. Haven't seen that. Well, that was a promotional material for conventions indeed. That was being used at PAX West 4 years ago or so, and it was made by, printed and made by Jim Ferguson, who is a fine artist that does all the Quest for Glory style paintings and things like that. And many more. Yes, let's see, is there one on our shelf for that? No, I can't show it off right away. But, Al Eufazio and Jim managed to arrange to get this poster made, and it's just awesome. I really like it. We have 3 other posters that go with it too, so that when we're doing a commercial, a convention, we do have something to show off. No, it's just really. Yeah.
Christmas
I don't think the Christmas wallpaper
Christmas
works.
Paper.
Yeah, those are
Wrapping paper. That's what it's called.
Nah. Okay. So, at any rate, he is back with something to drink. So, we can really start to talk about the new game called Rosewater. But before we really tell you anything about the game, because, it's not like we know a lot about it, I did post on Facebook, if anybody ever sees our Facebook posts, that there are 3 connections. All right, three connections between us and this game. And we wondered if anybody had figured it out, or whether you can figure out what the connection is between this game called Rosewater by
Gundislav Games.
Gundislav Games has to do with us and our games. Is the whole banner done from zero? Oh, it was by J.P. Selwood. Yes, J.P. Selwood did a poster of it, and that is how it blew up. So honestly, pretty awesome. It just shows the amount of detail that you can get from, that. Thank you. I was going to do that when I figured out how to do it, and then I realized Francisco right now is live streaming this game on Twitch. So if you want to get this game...
not
on Twitch, yes, Steam.
On Steam.
Where you can buy it.
Previously, Francisco Gonzalez and
You're not supposed to tell them! You're supposed to let them guess. They're supposed to write these things.
What?
I asked the audience to
tell us. That is not what I'm talking about. Fine. Thank you for interrupting me rudely.
We want the people to get a chance to talk.
I'm saying that Francisco is designed a game called Lamplight City, which we are told is one of the excellent adventure games, and has been very deeply involved with the renaissance of adventure games
Yes.
in the whole adventure game fan community.
Yes.
But of course, he's a professional fan, so to speak, because he makes his
yes.
own games.
Yes, so we want to,
So
of course, promote
did
this.
that spoil something that they were
Well,
supposed
it does. It does say.
I was going to say we shouldn't actually ask them for the connections until I played a little bit about the game, because part of it is more visible when I actually play it.
Well, true. And if they haven't found it out, I haven't looked it up yet.
Yeah, because just knowing the information is not the same as knowing the information.
Okay, true. So, at any rate, yes, as a break from Quest for Glory, we will today play Rosewater, and maybe next time we'll play a different game to promote something.
I've got all sorts of adventure games in my Steam, and very few of which I've actually played. So if you guys like this, we could do more streams like this,
I
playing
figure for
other people's games.
a couple of sessions we'll do this, and then we'll switch off.
And then
to
we'll
doing,
go off to Japan.
Well, yes, exactly. And after we get back from Japan, we will play. I mean, probably
Go on to Quest for
Do
Glory
we
3.
even miss a session with Japan?
I think maybe.
We're only gone a week, so
We're only gone, but it was 2 Saturdays,
yes,
so we're definitely missing
right,
a session.
missing a session and have to push it off. But so okay, let's see. So at any rate, we're going to be playing Rosewater. That's good. Oh, these are your.
Yeah, this is my collection.
They can't see it.
I know
but
they
you can
can't.
show it.
I'm
All
just
right.
letting you can't read this, of course, but
think
I
you
have
can
King's
see.
Quest. I have The Last Campfire. I have Loom. I think the King's Quest that I have is the Odd Gentleman version. Yes. I have Monument Valley and Monument Valley 2,
Oh, okay.
because I was told they were good. I have Moon Ring, and I have no idea why. I don't know what that is. I have games I don't know what they are. Penny Arcade's on the Rain Slick Precipice of Darkness. I actually played a little of, and that is a JRPG style role-playing game by Tycho and Tycho and Gabe, the creators of Penny Arcade. Puzzle Agent, I actually played all the way through, one playthrough of, made by Computer Soldi.
How many Twitch sessions did it take to beat Trial by Fire? Yikes. No, will we get that? We will hit Shadows of Darkness by Halloween. I mean,
We pretty much do it every Halloween.
we always do it on Halloween, right? Whether or not we're playing up to that. But
Actually, we can easily do that. If we go
Yeah.
through Quest for Glory 3 with a few interludes for indie games.
right.
We'll be back on Shadows by
Yeah,
Glory
we
4.
should not have a problem with that, because, yeah.
Quest for Glory Collection, huh?
Yep.
We did that one. Quest for Infamy, I've played a little bit of. It was an interesting game. That
Well
is-
done. I really
Yeah, very well
appreciate
done,
this.
and inspired by Quest for Glory. From the Library of although that's interesting. So I have the Transolar and Corey Cole libraries apparently together.
Okay.
And Rosewater,
Yeah.
which is a fantasy western.
I see you have Unavowed in your game. If you haven't played it or haven't finished, yes, we haven't played it and haven't finished it. It is considered to be one of the best adventure games of this century. I'd argue it is the best. Well,
We have played some of Unavowed. I got stuck at one point on the playthrough I was on. I was at the Unavowed headquarters, so to speak, and could not find a way to progress the game. So I can definitely play that again, but I have not finished the game because I got to a certain point and then just couldn't figure out what to do.
because we suck.
Well,
We're not, yeah, we don't.
we're
we
not professional adventure
right,
gamers.
Yes.
Sethian is an interesting game that I backed on Kickstarter. This is a puzzle game that is symbolic. I think he invented a language for the game, and it's all done in symbols. Celesta, Crown of the Magister, Lori almost worked on. That is a major, I think it's an MMO, and Lori consulted with them, but ended up not really doing any major design for them. The Stanley Parable, that's another one that people rave about, and I played through it for a while and wandered around and stuff, but I didn't find too much compelling in the game, so I obviously missed the good parts because people absolutely rave about this game. Summer Days Tilly's Tale, that's an amazing game by the author of Quest for Glory and Hero U, Lori Ann Cole. I have two versions of it, apparently.
Do, yeah.
They
both
look the
need
same.
to be installed.
One is Summer Days Tilly's Tale. The other one is Summer Days at Hero U. No, this one's been installed.
I know. One of them says you need to install it.
The one that needs to be installed is actually the demo version.
Yes.
Thimbleweed Park, I played just a little bit of. And that's Ron Gilbert who did Monkey Island, so we got to do more of that.
Yeah.
We have the Ransom Unbeeped Edition. Unavowed I do have. The Witness, we played a little bit of. I think I did some of that on the stream. And then Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. Wizardry was enormously influential on me, on both of us. That we played originally on one of them on an Apple II computer at my office that belonged to the company. And then we played it some more at Rome Corporation on
a computer there.
On work computers there that
with friends, because we didn't work for Rome. After hours.
So that's
the bad old days when you couldn't find. If you didn't have a computer, you had to play it somewhere. So yeah.
I also have a number of Humble Bundle games that I haven't bothered to get the key and open on Steam. Because, they sell things in bundles.
But we do support other game companies because, it's a small world out there.
Yeah, Avowed and Unavowed, confusingly similar. They always warn authors, like when you're coming up with character names, don't have one character named Rick and another named Rich, because people will obviously confuse
yes,
them.
My reading is such that I would just gloss over it. So, I would never see the difference.
She wouldn't see that there was a problem, but yeah.
Well, I wouldn't see. I would have that confusion though of which character's which, because I would not visually see the distinction. Yeah.
And actually, the bigger influence on Quest for Glory than Wizardry was Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
But Dungeon Master was almost certainly influenced by Wizardry.
What did you think about the new King's Quest?
I thought it was pretty. I didn't play very much of it. I may have only played the demo. I'm not sure if I actually played the game. So I didn't get very far into it. Like Cully Culkin and Richie Rich would disagree.
Well.
Well, Richie Rich is perfectly fine for one person's name because that kind of stereotypes the character as rich guy, which is what he was in the Archie comics.
Right.
Now, I did read the Archie comics when I was a kid.
So did I.
Occasionally.
Yes, we were. Well, it wasn't one of my favorites, but
I read a lot of. I think I read mostly DC, Superman, Batman, and stuff, and a little bit of Marvel.
It wasn't until I was, in my 20s that I started to read the Marvel comics. I did read Spider-Man. I liked Spider-Man, but
so in fact, Lori consulted on a Marvel game project, and her initial proposal for it. So she basically got the contract to do it, and then put together a proposal for it, and of course picked Spider-Man as one of the characters she was going to do. And they said, well, we have the license for Marvel games, but we don't have the license to Spider-Man. And I can't remember what her second and third choices.
Yeah.
Those were also out.
Right. You had to go down the list, so I went with the Fantastic Four, finally. Which
were they Marvel or were they DC? Fantastic Four.
Marvel.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love the Fantastic Four. That was one of my favorites as a teenager.
So yes, and
Rex Reed.
Mr.
Incredible
Marvel,
with his stretchy arms and appendages.
Yeah, Fantastic Four is Marvel. Yes.
Okay.
They are.
All right, so I definitely did read Marvel as a teenager.
Yes. And that project eventually went nowhere. Marvel kept one was really hands-on at the time and didn't like the idea of any manipulation of their characters. So therefore, the game went nowhere. It was an educational game, you see.
Well, it was valuable though because we learned from the producer that our Microsoft Word was infected.
Oh yeah. We almost infected.
We had infected dot files, so every file we created in Word got infected by the default dot files. So
was a learning experience. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Then Marvel nearly went bankrupt.
Why are we not full screen anyway?
Oh, because you're showing off.
Okay. Speaking of showing off, we always wear our branded T-shirts, Quest for Glory and Hero U and Summer Days. But today I decided to wear a different one since we're doing a non-Hero U game. This is Richard the Warlock from LFG Comics. And he's not a very nice warlock.
Yes, nice is not the right word to describe
But he's powerful.
Yep.
He's a good warlock.
Quote unquote, yes. Whereas I'm wearing the Hero U original shirt. That is very moody, scary, and
kind of hard to read, but it's basically the hero in a cave standing alone on a mound of bodies or bones or something, and absolutely surrounded by monsters.
Balthazar says, like Voldemort was. Actually, he follows the protagonist along. He's not a good person, but on the whole, I mean, it's like balance of power. Perhaps he is moving the world towards good because of his actions, but it's
by
never,
being more evil than everyone else.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I see.
But he by being part of this group and portray, going with it. But it's never clear that the world is getting any better.
So the story of LFG Comics, as it was originally based on World of Warcraft characters and World of Warcraft classes, and eventually evolved into its own thing. But part of the idea is that in the Burning Crusade, I think, expansion that Blizzard introduced the concept of, they had already had a paladin, which could only be human. But they decided that the Horde faction should also have an opportunity to become paladins, because paladins are powerful characters people wanted to play. So they had a new race called Blood Elves, and they had Blood Elf paladins. But Blood Elf paladins were a little bit different from human paladins in that instead of describing their powers from the light...
Yes, the goody two-shoes paladins like we portray.
It turned out that the Blood Elf paladins derive their power from essentially a creature called a Naru, which was essentially an angel that they had kidnapped a Naru and were draining the power of the Naru and using it to give paladins their abilities.
So even when when Hordes get to play good characters, they're not
so good.
Yes.
So back to looking for group, there is a Blood Elf paladin, and Blood Elves are really good looking. They're really pretty, both the men and women.
Design-wise.
Yeah, design-wise. Yeah. So the main character in Looking for Group is a Blood Elf paladin who has all the virtues of the paladin in his mind, and he knows he's a goody-goody character, and so he gets together in a group of adventurers, and of course are all Horde.
You don't have to tell the whole story. So.
And discovers that maybe they're not quite what he thinks they are, and adventurers are not all heroes.
Yeah, it's an interesting series, a lot of humor, and it goes forever. So
it does. There's many, many episodes. Unfortunately, I stopped doing new episodes a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I finally had to take it off my list of comics that I flip to every week.
Phantom Beaver says, Hero U original shirt. Now I get nostalgia for that 2012 era, the first Kickstarter and all. We've all come a long way from that time. Sure, we have. Yes, it's been a while.
Back when we thought it was possible to make games and make money from them.
Yes, and in a couple of years too.
Fortunately, we got old in the meantime and retired instead.
Yeah. Oh well.
Sorry.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that the T-shirt is also shows that we had, didn't have an art style or really the game when we went on to Kickstarter because we weren't naive.
Yeah, the design for the T-shirt was donated to us from a fan, so it was not.
Well, actually, somebody contacted him.
Yeah.
Our art director Eric did it at the time. So yeah, was my intro to the Paladin.
Quest for Glory was
yes,
my intro to the Paladin class.
And I thought you made it up. So when Diablo 2 came out and had the Paladin class, I thought they copied you, yeah?
Could have been. No, Paladins came from Dungeons and Dragons. Well, okay. Yeah. Paladins came from, well, it's hard to say. I mean, Madness of Roland. And
yeah, the Roland and the Orlando, those stories.
And, the Madness of Roland. So Orlando was not exactly a paragon either.
Well, yes, but you have to give context because the name may not mean anything to them.
Orlando Furioso, I'd have to look it up.
Yes.
Who wrote it? Was it a music play? Was it an opera?
It wasn't an opera.
Orlando Furioso.
PDF.
Is an Italian epic poem by Ludovico Ariosto.
Wow.
Earliest version appeared in 1516. Although the poem was not published in its complete form until 1532. But that was the whole age of Charlemagne and the idea and the Crusades.
One of the OG paladins of Charlemagne.
Yes.
Yes.
So Charlemagne had his knights that were kind of the prototypes for paladins. Then Gary Gygax, who was pretty well read in fantasy and history, the original version of Dungeons and Dragons didn't have paladins, but one of the expansions, they added paladins as a hero class, effectively, for Dungeons and Dragons.
And then we have Avatar.
Avatar? The movie?
No. The Avatar as the character in
you're talking about...
Ultima.
Ultima, yes.
Uh-huh.
Richard Garriott.
Yes.
Called himself Lord British, and... the whole Ultima series was, Quest for the Avatar and so on. And his avatar basically is, at least one of the options for it is to be a paladin.
Yep. Good old Garriott. Yep.
So, the idea of the, the heroic fighter goes way back. And, we, from the beginning, when our first Heroes Quest did not have paladins either, but we knew even then that we were going to have, if we finished the series, an advanced paladin class that you could become paladin if you did heroic things. And good things.
So Brainiac says that when Quest for Infinity devs were considering ideas for a sequel, they were considering an alternative for the paladin. I suggested a historical opponent of the actual paladins, but they came up with a better idea, I think. If the sequel ever happens, it should be quite interesting. Well, we'll cheer them on. Good luck with that. We want to see the sequel. That would be good.
So I think Rome was, ROHM was their anti-hero character.
Our game series is, if we finish our series, either one of them, the paladin is pushed off till, one of the later.
Yeah, like game 4 or so, because...
yes. Because we're giving full class.
Because they are the hero class. They are,
yes.
They are the climax.
Right. So they should have one of the better adventures, and so it should be built for that.
So in D&D, a paladin is a fighter hybrid class. So it's a fighter with some clerical abilities, and it's definitely considered to be a warrior type role. What we want to do, break that trope a little bit in Quest for Glory. So we said any character can become a paladin, but it's all about, being attuned to goodness at all times, not doing anything dishonorable or evil. And that's why it's really hard to get there as a thief.
Yes.
But possible.
It's difficult to cross the eye of the needle. Yeah.
But fighters and mages can both definitely become paladins in Quest for
You
Glory.
need to put the pal in paladin. Well,
Bam, pow.
Tashtari has lamps if you have kind. Yes,
Huh?
indeed.
All right, was that enough distractions? It's 2:30.
It is.
So I have over here on my other screen, I forget what game we're playing.
That one right above that finger. Right there.
Oh, I have here a desktop. And on my desktop, I have
You have a game.
Rosewater. And I have installed it. Launch run game configuration. That's too complicated. It is using AGS, I believe, Adventure Game System.
Look at that nice screen.
Yes.
Look at that brand. Application systems.
Heidelberg. University of Heidelberg used to be known for its fencing
Look at the animation on those leaves.
and the birds.
And the birds. And the clouds moving behind the...
Yeah, they have, what do you call it, kind of scrolling? I forget.
But this...
How to play, that might be a good idea.
yeah.
Interact, double click to stop walking.
Rosewater, my first acknowledged game credit. Congratulations. So happy for the whole team. The reception so far has been spectacular. Awesome.
I don't think we supported this one in Kickstarter because we figured it would be forever for it to finish. And didn't want to wait that long. Or something.
No, we just didn't see
We
it.
weren't really doing Kickstarter.
Yes, we had lost track. I can't even get on Kickstarter
Center
anymore.
button, scroll list inventory.
If
show
I have any
objects.
games there, I'll
Hold-
never find them.
Hold the center button to show objects. That's
Okay.
a tricky one. Right button,
Yes, you
open
get
inventory.
to see how it interacts with things. So I think that's very good.
Inventory diary. That's a good thing to have. Show objects. Hold the O key or the center button. Spacebar to pause game.
You came on board for QA before release.
Excellent.
Other
Question,
than Monkey
question is whether I can do with this what I did with when we played Quest for Glory 2 the first time, which is cause the game to crash while I'm on the loading screen.
The co-writer is here.
Hi, Jess. I
Congratulations.
apologize for not having included you. I wanted to keep it short, so I just mentioned Francisco. But yes, I'm aware that Jess is the co-writer.
Okay, do we have credits? Can we
Just
look-
hype.
Just hype. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Is there?
Let's go to credits. See if there's a
I
credit
haven't
screen.
found.
We didn't have a
credits.
Kickstarter. That's why we didn't get to.
That's why we didn't support it.
Right.
A game by Francisco Gonzalez.
And
Story and writing, Francisco Gonzalez and Jess Haskins. Programming, art, and animation, Francisco Gonzalez. Big team.
yeah.
Composer Mark Ben. Now, this is smart, actually. See, we weren't that smart. I decided years ago that I could not do every role in a game. I could not be the secretary and the co-designer and the programmer and the manager and the bookkeeper. So I got rid of the programming roles on Hero U and most of the design role on Summer Days, and discovered it was kind of boring to just do all the administrative stuff.
Oh well, but it did mean.
Didn't mean it got done.
Indeed.
Click next.
Next. Sound,
Sound
design.
design.
Francisco Gonzalez. This is
Diary entries and illustraciones. Jess Haskins.
Script editing. Jess Haskins.
Tarot card illustrations by Julia Minamata.
Yay.
And you've heard of Julia, of course, because she did her own adventure game that came out
Yes,
a few months
which
ago.
I thought that's the next
name of
game
it?
we should play.
It is
Crimson Diamond.
the Crimson Diamond,
That's
which is a mystery adventure.
so. Yes, I put that on the list for next time we play. We will play the Crimson Diamond.
And of course, we had tarot card illustrations in Quest for Glory 4, which were licensed to us by the U.S. Playing Card Company. Mm-hmm. And we were a little bit worried about what the license fee would be. And basically said, make sure we get credit.
Yeah,
That was
so-
the license fee. So we said, okay, Sarah could afford that.
Yeah.
Nadine's story illustrations by Cerberus Star.
Producer, yes,
Jess
producer
Heskin.
credit.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't say you were a producer, Jess.
Yeah.
Published by Application Systems Heidelberg. Promotional artwork, Ivan Leonov.
German localization.
Speaking of German localization, Jeff, do you live anywhere near Heidelberg? I'm pretty sure Francisco doesn't.
Yeah, really. Okay. German localization.
And Ivy Dupler was a
Yeah.
rotoscoping model.
Cool.
Ivy Dupler, of course, is a great voice actress.
Ben Chandler. Look at those names.
Yeah. They're
All
people.
right. People, yeah.
Oh,
Models.
many
More models. Mercedes Gonzalez. Jess Haskins, yes. The Mega Fest Dancers. Cool.
Magfest Dancers. Okay, we went to Magfest for the first time in January.
Uh-huh.
Labor Union portrait models. Okay.
Cool.
Voiceover directing. Voiceover processing and editing. Created with Adventure Game Studio, originally by Chris Jones. Flor Silvestre, written by Cristiane Ramirez. Music performers.
Cool.
Clark Abud on guitar. Cynthia played the Abud, or what is there a musical instrument with a name like that?
Yeah.
Mark Bennis.
Yes.
Brooke Farrell on English horn.
Didgeridoo. You gotta have the jaw harp is really, there you go, harmonica and jar harp. Those are authentic
Folk instruments,
westerns.
yes.
Yeah.
Patty Kilroy.
The violin is misspelled there. It should be Fiddle. I mean, because you don't have a violin in West.
In the Old West,
US,
you have fiddles.
You only
That's
have the
right.
fiddles, yeah.
So the difference between a violin and a fiddle is what kind of music you're doing on it.
Yep. So, pretty cool. And there are the testers.
Hey, for the testers.
Because without the testers, the game sucks. Daniel Greenberg.
Yeah, Alex and Daniel Greenberg have been
Yay.
trying to help us out on some stuff. We haven't
Yeah.
done much of it
Yes.
yet, but Winfrey, Oprah.
Yeah. Not quite. There's the cast of voices.
Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Testers,
Of
especially.
course, we
love
won't
to
know
fiddle.
what these characters are unless you play the game.
No.
So.
Right. And there we have the voices
okay.
of the now there's what real actors, real
Yeah,
voice actors.
we got some real
You
people
do
here.
Many voices, many characters.
Ben Britton, we know from something.
Like our game, maybe?
Yeah, he played voice actor in our game. What did he play? Was he Strongman?
Was he?
I think so.
Okay.
I think maybe.
Cam Clark. There
Cam
we go.
Clark, he's a voice actor from way back when. Historic, famous, wonderful voice actor. Ivy Dupler, of course, is an
Max,
actress.
thank you. Max Mallion, yes.
Maximilian, that's what
Yeah,
Don't call me Max.
Yes.
Sissy Jones.
Cool.
Neil Ross, famous voice actor.
That's a large cast for voices.
Yep.
Well, I imagine your script was fairly large, too.
All right, so I've already forgotten all the how to play, so we'll do a new game and find out how we play it.
Nice.
Train whistle.
Nice train whistle.
Nice train.
Boarded the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
In the Quest for Glory world, Vespuccia is the new world.
Yes, Vespucci Land was the Firesign Theater's joke name for the U.S., for the Americas.
Yes. So, yeah. Oh, listen to
Much
that
has
music.
been said about the western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it.
Well, if your name was Rosewater especially. So, the question is, how's the volume on the game? Is it too loud, too quiet? I always had to turn down the Quest for Glory sound.
Art looks fantastic.
Yeah, some people have spider phobias, so
Thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window.
First season of World of Warcraft and War Within has lots of spiders.
Mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur.
We don't get to read the lines out loud if they're already voiced.
You don't. An interesting choice of direction. Very cinematic.
One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
And of course, generally, if you think of women in the Old West, you do not think of a lot of agency. And yet, many of them were very important, powerful figures in the Old West.
Nice. Western
Vespuccia, town of Rosewater. And of course, 1850. What do you like?
I'm kidding, huh? I'm cool with spiders. I owned a spider for a bit.
Huh. Quiet.
Tarantula.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jim. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Legere.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Legere?
So, I was going to say, Mark Rosewater is a very important person in Magic the Gathering. So there's my Rosewater. That's what I think of every time I see the name Rosewater. But about spiders, Corscold, California, the official home of Sierra, even though actually was never there, had the Tarantula Festo every year.
Yep.
Lots of tarantulas along the streets. So you get to learn that they're cute and fuzzy. They're not nasty, scary spiders.
I was too afraid to touch my spider, but I liked my tarantula. That was in Arizona, though.
Here for a job? Lie. I'm just passing through, or that's none of your business. I kind of tend to go with I'm here for a job, because that might actually... although if you've already got the job...
Well, you say I'm here for the job. We'll be okay till we know.
And I'm here about a job.
Okay.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
If you must know, I'm I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing. All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl.
But I never got caught. But I
never cried as much as you.
Yeah.
But I didn't start blubbering when things went south. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not on a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about. Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
Exactly, Belzar. He hightailed it out, and he obviously knew what was going on with the pickpockets. So, whether or not they're in on it, it does say that, Yeah, it was darn stupid. I agree.
So,
dust is interesting.
the word damn was used in that.
Yeah.
When we were making games, that was questionable as to whether you could use curse words that radical.
Yeah, that nasty.
We got a phone call from Ron Gilbert one night that asked if it was okay if we thought it was okay to use the word hell in an adventure game. And we're like, well, what's the context? And he says, well, literally going to hell. And I said, that should be okay. But we actually had to watch it there, especially if you wanted to be in Radio Shack or Walmart, you needed to toe the line. We have here a blacksmith. Was that a banker back there? I didn't notice. Physician. got some scruffy looking people. There's some signs. I wonder if we can
So,
interact.
what's the movement? Are you on a line there?
I was just clicking.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
so you avoided that.
Okay, if I click on that, it says something about a door.
I was just wondering if you can walk into characters.
Yeah, I probably can.
Get on their path, see if they walk around you, just
The
to
farthest
see.
forward I come. They might be on the plane in front of us.
Yeah, that would make sense. Always put them on the plane so
Yeah.
you can't knock through them.
I can almost hit them, but not quite.
Can't
Interesting.
interact. You can't interact.
So, yeah, they said hold down the center mouse button. Okay. So I can go to the door.
Woo!
Somebody's being thrown out a window.
All right, that's
That must be, that's traditional Western. What'd you say?
Was that rotoscoped? Because that was pretty cool.
It was great
That,
animation, yes.
that roll was a really cool thing.
Are you all right?
Holy hell. Are you alright, mister?
She used the word hell.
Well,
Yeah,
she's also used damn. She's a potty mouth, clearly.
clearly. I'll go get the doctor.
Don't you move. I'll fetch the doctor to have a look at you.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
I've just arrived today, but this isn't the time for formalities. There's an emergency.
How can I be of service?
Some poor fool's just fallen out a window.
At the Rosewater Post?
Yes. How did you...
Sounds like Joni's in a mood again. Let's go.
Ah, we skipped the stunts
There
and
he
used
is,
a
poor
reference
bastard.
video. I
Oh,
wondered.
dear.
Neither of us rolled out a window for that one.
Hello?
Wise.
Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you. Can you move your legs? Spine seems intact. No obvious fractures of the arms or legs. That, I would say, is nothing short of a miracle. Right. He's in a bad way, but he'll live. I'll get him back to my clinic and patch him up. You are truly a good Samaritan, Mrs.
Leger. Miss. And it was nothing. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep.
Of course. God bless.
Character design, very nice. I like the doctor. I like the collar on the doctor.
Hello, can I help you with something?
A roll under the bed
I'm here
treadmill
about the
turned
writing
out to be
commission.
fantastic.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
You're gonna have to show something.
Inventory. There was a command for inventory. I don't remember what. Settings, look game.
Hey, you came all this way to get a job. You're not gonna let a little thing like a man being thrown out of a window
Letter
stop you.
I.
Oh, that's right. This is also an alternate world, so maybe women are not so.
Let's see what
October
it says.
25th, 1850. Dear Miss Leger, thank you for submitting your sample. Your writing shows real potential. I'd like to extend an invitation to meet with me at the offices of the Rosewater Post and discuss the possibility of an extended commission. How soon can you arrive in town? I await your reply
Interesting.
and look forward to making your acquaintance.
Accent.
Yours, Joan Gallagher.
Interesting accent. All right. Clearly, you have to do select and click.
Got him?
Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, man. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Auto saving.
Hey,
Yeah.
a valuable thing.
Yes.
Let's see. Nope, that isn't it.
Impressive piece of machinery.
Not clear what it is.
It's a press, Corey.
Doesn't look like it though. Looks like a
It's
wheelchair.
it's a press. It's a printing. It's the
All
printing
right.
part.
Single sheet
Yeah.
printing press. Yes. Sheet at a time.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off.
You whippersnappers
Whiskey?
spoiled with
Bit
your
early for
auto
me,
saves.
but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
Her tonic, no doubt.
Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
All right. Let's look at this room while the thing is up. Look at that painting back there. I'm really impressed with the Western painting. I mean, it looks like...
Oh,
you know,
the one on the right wall?
Yeah, looks like something that could
The
be...
portrait's really good, too. I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that you can make out the details on a portrait that's a small image on it, you know.
Yeah.
Lamp is
I'm-
wonderful. The chandelier is wonderful.
Yeah, but, you know, the painting is a real painting. I mean, it looks like it could be on a real wall, so really impressed with the art style.
I do find the a problem with a lot of this sort of games is that the characters in their standing positions seem a little stiff, very upright. Natural people are generally a little bit more relaxed than that. So it's okay for some characters, but shouldn't be all the time. But I think that's kind of what the defaults work with HGS, with the animation tools. It is. So I can give my life story, not to her, avoid the question, no reason to. I will provide a succinct biography.
Sounds good.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia, got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. I haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the Toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
So where is New Britannia? Well, it could have been made up for this game.
Well, no, it's...
Or it could be like
it's
Nova
like
Scotia.
Western Glory. Yeah, I would say it was probably that. Yeah, and the Lamplighter City. Is this the same? This is the same world. Well, New
Yes.
England would make sense.
Yeah, somewhere in New
duh.
England.
Yeah. No,
Lamplight City, I think, is sort of like New York, but I'm not sure.
it's probably New England. Yeah. Yes, but I'm saying, is this the same world as Lamplighter?
The
It-
firearm behind the window doesn't look like a firearm to me. That
Look
looks
like
like a long walking stick or
long cane.
or a fighting stick, like a shillelagh.
Kind of a blend of New York City, London, and New Orleans. Okay, is this the same world as Lamplighter City? Same timeline as that?
Yeah, and where is Lamplight City the equivalent of?
I thought it was New York City. I mean, but we've got it's the combination. Cool. That's a great combination there. You've got a lot to draw
City,
on.
London, and New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the East Coast, kind of in the Virginia area.
Do you know voodoo? What can you tell me about voodoo? That was the line.
Oh, okay. Right. All right.
Truth had to take care of some family affair. Hadn't been in a while. I don't remember what the question was.
Oh, well, say, haven't been
Expected.
in the wildwood. What brought you to the city? I got you. Yeah,
Okay.
that way kind of avoids the whole thing.
I hadn't been back in a while. Just revisiting some old haunts.
I hope you weren't there for the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible?
No, even
But
more
enough about
disasters.
that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it.
That's-
After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Pretty good.
Can I do this while the
No, you
dialogue's
can't,
up?
you
Probably
can't.
not. Hot damn!
Bright Bay is Boston. Okay, fine.
We'll just go with
Fantastic.
fantastic.
So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Oh, the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. Star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic. Hmm?
So, A puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road, and his show is opening today at the Opera House, so he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand, how charming. Now if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Let's see. Who was that man who went out the window? He said the Rosewater Post covered the Lamplight City Expo. Well, of course, we don't know anything about the Lamplight City Expo because we didn't play that game.
No, but they did mention it here, so, you know.
What can you tell me about Rosewater? What can you tell me about voodoo? Can I write about something else? No, you don't do that.
Not if you want a job.
Not if you want a job. That was a famous woman writer. Started out, and all they would do is assign her to like cover society dances and stuff like that, and she wanted to write real investigative journalism. They were like, "No, we can't let you do that. That might be dangerous." So ask who was. I'm kind of curious about who was the man that went out your window.
Okay.
But
it would be in politics, but
But you said the Rosewater Post.
Morabo, yeah.
So you want to know about the Lamplight City Expo?
Fine, yeah.
The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I've still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for
Okay,
yourself.
there we go.
Yay! Disaster at Lamp PM calls for etheric ban. Scene of the etheric horror.
Cool. Gilroy mine to close. Oh no!
Must have been a garlic mine.
It's all sparkle. No show. Cool. We could actually sit here and read this if we.
I am sitting here and reading it.
Are you?
I don't know if our people can read it though.
No, they probably can't.
All right. The Etheric Pavilion at Global Exposition in New Britannia, Kingsland, was the site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday. During a demonstration by etheric researcher Dr. Bennett Clark, which is, of course, is like the combination of two voice actors, a device known as an etheric generator malfunctioned and released a burst of energy into the audience, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and one stage assistant. The thing started out with a great crackling noise, startling the ladies in attendance and raising several cries of excitement. In the next instant, there was a blinding flash of light. After that was just screams and a horrible burning smell. From where I stood, I could see that a bunch of folks gathered to one side of the apparatus were just gone. All that was left were shoes and hats and things in a pile of ash. And the worst thing was, their shadows were still there on the wall behind.
Very cool. Any rate,
How's my voice?
That was a fine voice, but we don't need to read the whole thing because we want people to play these things and actually read these things. Yeah.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
Oh, good. Maybe we can.
All right,
refer to
now
it
you
later.
can ask other things.
Who was that man that went out your
Who
window?
was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see.
What can you tell me about Rose?
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but... oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
Oh, it was called an aurum mine? I didn't even notice. I was too fixated on garlic mine.
Yeah.
What about the townspeople?
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
I was hoping for more details.
As far as you're concerned, the only person in Rosewater worth knowing right now is Jake Ackerman. If you're so keen to know about the rest, go meet him for yourself.
There we go. All right, I'll be on my way.
I best be on my way.
Right, you are.
She said that
Wait
she
a
doesn't
minute.
like long
What?
conversations.
Just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Drum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
So the editor is younger than our protagonist.
Yeah, that's
Interesting, yeah.
Yes, which does say our protagonist is getting up there.
There's no X on the rose.
Oh well.
See you later, Joan.
Take care of yourself out there. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
Nice coda.
Mm-hmm.
That cabinet's better organized than I'll ever be. They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work.
Right. We can yak at this guy.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
Yeah, ask about Rosewater. I mean,
Yeah.
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Leger.
Why is that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
yeah, let's find out what's going on.
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on. Convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west are shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
Nice voice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anything I should know about the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
Now, in a sense, all adventure games are mysteries. You're always trying to solve problems, and it's effectively solving mysteries. So, knowing about the people, should I about the man that fell out
Yeah,
the window?
might as well.
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Johnny's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper. Was a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, man.
Ah, the great Dave Fenoy, Lee from Walking Dead. Ah, very cool. Professional voice actors. All.
Back to Diamond Saloon. What a
Was your meeting
coincidence.
satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Interesting. There's signs
I
of
wonder if
crooked.
the whiskey here is any better than the rock gut back in Pierre. Horse pills? Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses? Or both?
We've always wondered that.
Looks like it's been up for ages. I wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age.
So it's always been the quest on Girl Scout cookies.
Shabby, but I've been to worse.
All right. Mood is established.
There we go. The Western Saloon.
And there's the equivalent of the moose head that was in all the
Yes,
others.
yes,
Oh, actually,
except
there's the
that-
real one.
Yeah. No, that isn't a moose.
Well, it's It's a deer head.
Someone's hunting trophy.
It's the moose head.
Suddenly, I
on
feel like
Games.
playing Freddy
These
Farkas.
seem to
Yes.
be for decoration more than anything else.
Don't shoot.
All right.
Marco.
Well, with Freddy Farkas, you have one of the several connections with Sierra Games. Is that there was talk at with Al Lowe of what game you wanted to do next, and he had a political game called Capital Punishment. And got quite a ways into that before they decided it was too controversial and canceled it. And then he got together with Josh Mandel and did Freddy Farkas' Frontier Pharmacist as a comedy western. And we had also proposed a comedy western at some point. Grundislav
There we go.
is honored that we're playing Rosewater.
Wow.
Welcome.
Welcome. You should hear. We've been complimenting it right and left.
Yeah, we just got notice that this was on my Steam list, and we thought about it and said, well, yeah, we should try that out and support indie adventure games, and you in particular. So.
And it was so, time sensitive. You really want this push at the beginning of the game to really get the sales out.
That's kind of the way Steam works, by the way. If a new game comes out, don't wait for it to go on sale. Buy it when it first comes out. It's real. These games are cheap.
Yeah.
Steam's metrics work on like initial sales and how well it does fresh out the gate.
That's a great piano. I mean, I
It is.
hate to say, it
Music.
sounds so appropriate, that the sound of that piano,
Yeah, just all the little nuances of this. All the people walking by in the street for a supposedly mostly deserted town. It's pretty populous, but not crowded. We actually had a couple complaints that there weren't enough non-rogue students at Hero U. It's hard to get a lot of extras into the games.
I asked the composer to ask the pianist to detune the piano. How fun! Now that's authenticity. It also helps that he's probably playing a piano that's an upright kind of piano to get that kind of right, authentic sound.
Were we? Yes.
Yes, you could have borrowed the Sierra
Yeah, we
Prompter.
could have.
I mean, sure, they still have it on, in the storage somewhere.
I see. Was it a literal one?
No.
The antlers at the top left are referenced to Deadwood.
Ah, okay.
That was a TV show.
That was a TV show.
We never saw it.
No. Well, no.
But we do have a connection with Fantasy Wild West. And most of you probably don't know that because it never appeared in public.
No.
But one of our game proposals, when we were asked to do proposals for new games to Sierra, was called, what did we call it?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. And it was a fantasy Old West adventure game.
Yep. Role-playing game.
Role-playing game?
Yeah, because you could get killed in it. I mean, you could get shot in it, and actually, you had to build up your skills so you
Food
didn't
delivery
get
for the
killed.
lazy.
Things like that. Interesting.
Warning. Watch the dang door. Signed, management.
But I don't have a eyeball icon, so I can't watch it.
There. You can watch the pictures, though.
Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. Sure would be something to see all that up close and personal. Except maybe the bear.
I guess that applies to all three of them.
Yep.
Do we do the reindeer? Yeah, the hunting trophy.
Well, that note speaks to the exasperation with public stupidity. Ah, yeah. Well.
The local populace getting sloshed. Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
I'm here on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay, look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well, now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about him, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
So I guess we have to go out to the theater.
I guess so. And find the theater in this podunk town.
Huge,
It's actually pretty large for, you know. The,
well, the ones are very populous towns, so it makes sense
Well,
it's
yeah.
large.
the real world equivalent of this town was in Mariposa, California. That was just half an hour drive from Oakhurst. And it was a one lane. You know, everything was on the one lane.
Was there a side street the other way?
Oh, maybe.
I didn't expect to be coming back this route. And is there a run command? My / button.
Ah, okay.
Pee-hoos. Pale-hoos.
Yeah, the Payahus, yes.
Girls, excitement, gunplay.
You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah. But your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
You just walked away when...
Yep.
Your brother? And you just strolled away? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent crifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
What job?
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
No, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
But for only 10 crowns, I just happen to have my own ticket that I can sell you.
Alright, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake
Your
fellow.
scalper,
And
yeah.
I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Of course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line. And I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Yeah.
Bribe of 2 crowns. Yeah. Where's your brother now?
No, let's. I would offer bribe and get this, you know.
Offer a bribe?
Yeah, because you
That's
don't.
an awful lot of money.
It is, but you
You
don't.
said you and your brother needed money. How about 2 crowns?
Well now, that's mighty kind of you. But this don't change the deal.
Why, you little bastard.
You want in, you gotta do me that favor.
Oh. Give me in or out?
Well.
Sounds like a matter for the law.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, He's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing it.
And you're letting him risk his neck again? He'll be collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
All right. I'll do
That
it, but
kid
only...
deserves better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call
The
him
story
off.
is probably
I'll
all a
handle
lie.
it.
Well, that would
Swell.
be mine.
You know where to find me.
Yes, he.
I figure we're stealing a pocket watch for him.
Yeah. It's one of those.
20 coppers, it had better.
For 2 crowns.
Yeah.
And more so. And we're never going to see those 2
So
crowns
I certainly
again.
would have pounded him. I would have wanted to pound him after that.
But she is trying to reform and start a new life as a writer, so.
Yeah, but she's already dealing with scum, so. There's a
There's the
blacksmith.
blacksmith.
Held up in the.
I got any
Looks
lockpicks?
sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles.
I guess I better pull on it.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement. Too bad I didn't bring my lockpicks. Or a hammer.
So now we have a little bit more information about her.
So she
Not only
knows
she's
how to
a
pick
fighter,
locks.
but she can
I
pick
hope
locks.
that isn't the town water supply.
Well, let's see. There was that big shillelagh type thing, but I didn't see anything that...
Well, you don't
Like
want to
hammer.
break in broad daylight, do you? See
sounds
if you could
mostly
talk
deserted.
see if you could talk to the sheriff.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat.
Gonna lock me up to say
I'm
good chat.
Sheriff Kent.
Harley Leger.
Pleasure. Just passing.
I'm here about a job.
Well, now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long. How are you finding our town?
I think number 2, since we tried it.
I can't say much for the welcoming committee.
Beg pardon?
I wasn't in your town but 2 minutes when I was accosted by a pair of gutter snipes. They should thank their lucky stars I was in a good mood.
I keep telling Jim to stop with that town greeter malarkey, but that boy's got a head harder than granite. I've been too
That
soft.
is Cam
I'll
Clark,
throw
isn't
him
it?
in lock up until he gets his head on straight.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Besides,
Sounds like
I don't
him.
think they've yet written a statute outlining vexatiousness.
You've a forgiving nature, Miss Leger. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
It is true that voices really do make this kind of game.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have any in here, you.
Oh, well.
Should I try to talk to him some more?
You could. See if you could get anything. I mean, find out whether we're going to.
Wanted poster.
Looks like a pretty reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box below. A plain leather bag. Wonder what's inside. What's in the bag?
Oh, that's a set of lockpicks I confiscated.
That's
from a would-be
convenient.
Burglar.
All right, how do we get rid of the sheriff?
Talk to him for
Hey,
one thing.
Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
Well, we could tell me about
A
Rosewater.
man in your position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true, but a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
Were you aware that a man was thrown from the window at the Rosewater Post?
Is that right?
Ah, there's Brainiac.
Who was it?
Never saw
Finding
him
the
before.
real connection
Looks
with
New
Quest for Glory.
Spanish.
Is he alive?
Yes, he's in Doc Sedgwick's care.
One of them.
Well, that's good. Sounds like I need to have words with Joni, though.
Well, you wouldn't know he was the domovoi. I mean, to hear his voice here.
You know anything about
Are
Lola
you
Johnson?
acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
Yeah, fine. How about...
That
Saw a
fancy old
lady
lady.
coming out of the saloon earlier. She was older, fancy looking, sounded old country. Any idea who that is?
Can't say it rings any bells. Wonder what someone like that would be doing in Rosewater.
Interesting. Yep.
What's the story with Gentleman Jake?
Which one?
Ooh.
If even half of them are true, he's a
Oh, the
lion
Lost
among
Witch story.
men, a real Western hero. But you can catch his show while he's in town and hear it straight from the source.
Can you tell me about Joan Gallagher?
Whew, I've yet to meet anyone with a more fiery temper. My advice is to stay on Joni's good side. You don't want to end up going out the window like that poor bastard.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
All right, how are we going to distract the sheriff so we can get his lockpicks? Vespuccia. To Vespuccia land.
A merry jest. Wow. On the going out the window can actually save time. It depends on
What
the
about the merry
window
jest?
of opportunity. He's commenting in the thing. All right. What do we got here? A physician. That's a physician. We got the locksmith. See what? Can you interact with these barrels or
I didn't see any interaction on it.
Okay.
I looked at.
Okay. Now, can you interact with that door again?
Yeah, question
Okay,
is,
fine.
the guys are
I'm
walking
just
by
trying
with
to
minor
figure-
equipment. Is
yeah.
there a minor supply company? Not really. It probably would have been the blacksmith. So
That's our theater. What goes on left? The left still.
you can't go there.
Oh, okay, fine.
You got a hammer?
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
The blacksmith's got...
So?
So, I'm not...
I told you the place. Besides, it's not really breaking in. If you're... Sheriff Campbell won't trouble himself over it, trust me. And if you run into Lola, I'm sure someone like you can handle her.
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
Well, so the clue. Yeah, I don't think we can go this way.
Okay.
You go back in the saloon, but
People can come from that way, though.
yeah, we can't.
We can't. Okay, we're stuck there. And you
This
can't...
was an objection we had to earlier adventure games, is we felt that if you're going to be blocked from going away, there should be a visible thing blocking you, like a bush or a wall or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you talk to the guy sitting on the veranda? Yes.
There's no interface
Yeah.
for it, so no.
So, yeah.
I don't think we're going to find anything useful in the saloon, but
No.
got a hammer?
Got
So
duck
we got-
food?
Yeah. Got duck food?
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater.
Alright. Yeah. Looks like none.
Obviously, we're supposed to do
Alright,
that.
so,
No duck food here.
yeah.
Was the Undertaker? I missed that last time.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
Alright, so we have our limitations. The puzzle is, there's only so many things you can do. Going there? That's not useful, but...
Can I ask if we got a hammer?
Good to see you again.
We can ask if he has a hammer.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
That's impressive
Some
facial
mighty
hair.
fine
Oh, wife, the missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, man.
And you check on the guy who fell out the window? That's possible.
Over at the physician's
Yeah.
office.
Click on that. See what she
We
says.
saw it earlier,
Okay.
but
Impressive
Might change
piece of...
No, she's not going to actually talk about it.
should we go upstairs and ask if we can borrow a hammer?
No, because we won't.
Not an appropriate place for it. We found some lockpicks. got to do is get the sheriff out of the way. Now, somebody would fall out that window again.
So yeah, I was wondering what these boxes are on this side. Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. You asked me to.
That's it.
Hello again, Miss Leger. I'm pleased to say your friend should make a full recovery.
He's not my friend. He just fell out the window and almost crushed me.
I see. Well, it was good of you to come get me. Plenty of folks around here would have turned a blind eye. I realize in all the commotion we weren't properly introduced. I'm Dr. Sedgwick.
Guess the sign wasn't lying then. I'm Harley.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. Mind if I have a look around?
Not at all.
Bleeding her?
Him?
Look at the man.
He doesn't look half bad.
No, he was lucky. Once I'm done here and the laudanum wears off, he should be right as
That's impressive.
cleanliness and good health.
Important safety tip there. A good doctor.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, is that mess of noodles really what our insides look like?
Indeed, Miss Leger.
Feed some laudanum
Human
to the
body
sheriff?
truly is a marvel.
I suppose that's one word for it.
But we're not a thief.
He fell out a window and almost crushed me is how some friendships began in college. Your
What a
mileage may
variety
vary.
of potions and tonics you've got here, Doc.
It's only a small part of the bounteous pharmacopoeia that nature might make available to us, if only we knew her secrets.
Secrets.
There is so much to be
Secrets.
discovered.
Yes, it is true that we're hearing laudanum.
I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theories, positing that
nice.
disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin. Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Good
Sound
research.
little bastards, huh?
It's a meat
Something
cute.
like that.
Yes.
Animalcules.
He is good looking. Yeah.
Doctor?
No, the bad guy.
Well, let's talk to him. He's probably too out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I wouldn't try talking to him just now, Miss Leger. I gave him a mild narcotic to numb the pain. He'll be out of sorts for a while.
Hey, Doc.
Miss Leger.
Got any knowledge to impart about Rosewater?
Oh, well, it's a fine town.
You don't sound too enthused.
I'm sure you'll find plenty to see and do here.
Give it to me straight, Doc. I want to know your thoughts on this place. Warts and all.
Were Rosewater one of my patients, I would say the prognosis is not good. Not since all the Aurum claims dried up and the airship routes opened, leapfrogging over our rail line. The hangers-on keep this place gasping for breath, but I fear they only prolong the inevitable. I hope I haven't discouraged you, but you did ask my opinion.
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Leger. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
Isn't that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will, I know where I stand on the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with that one. That was...
You must know all about the townsfolk.
I am well acquainted with all their ailments, proclivities, and vices. But if you're just seeking gossip, you'll have to find it elsewhere.
All right, that's beyond the way.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
This is how we find out the doctor is secretly a writer. He's got a vocabulary for it.
Animalcules, bad fairies. Okay, those
They are not in
things are not in. Oh, well, maybe they are, because there's the default.
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat.
Sarsaparilla.
Ah. Can't climb up on things either.
Okay, this one is not interactable.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see.
Search. You can search.
Ah,
Soft drink crate.
Ah.
search.
nothing inside but a colony of ants.
Oh, Val.
Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
In Quest for Glory terms, that's Yvonne of those three guys, as well as the brief Erasmus appearances in Shadows.
But in voice acting history, he's a legendary voice actor.
Cam
So
Clark.
they do have the lot.
Okay, so what can we do about that sheriff? How can we steal his lockpicks? I didn't have an opportunity to ask them for it.
Can you go into the railway station or the barrel? Can we interact with anything?
Oh, I
you
can
could
go this
right,
way.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Or into the station. That's the station. Okay, fine.
And then I come back
There's
out again.
nothing there. Okay, can you go? And you can't
Maybe
go past
later in the game
station.
I'll be able to go there.
Maybe,
Nope,
maybe we
can't
have
go
to
past the station.
So we're stuck. It's a closed room puzzle, people.
All right, anyone got any ideas? Neil Ross. Okay, who did Neil Ross play? Is Neil Ross in this game? I believe he is.
Welcome back,
But
Mr.
Kim
J.
Clark was the one we were talking about. Oh, Neil Ross was the doctor. Okay.
Ah,
And Neil Ross, doesn't he have some sort of connection to something?
can you interact with any of the objects or the people inside the saloon? We're trying.
Doesn't look too comfy, buddy. Does this cell see much use?
Nah, not really. Well, that's fine by me. The less I have to clean out that pot, the better.
The pot must be important.
Doesn't look too comfy.
Nope, I can only see the cell.
Yeah.
A lawman with a license?
Neil Ross was
Rosewater
Yvonne and
sounds-
Erasmus. Cam Clark with the Devil Boys, Nikolai, and Davy. Thank you for actually
Does this
looking that up.
license mean you went to
But
sheriff's
we didn't
school?
remember Neil
No,
Ross.
it means I was
So-
officially
I remember
elected
Neil
to the
Ross.
position
He
by
did.
the people
So
of
he's
this town.
found some
The paper's
connections.
really
Yes,
just
he
a
did.
formality.
So that's two. I'm going to keep an ear out for more.
I wouldn't have figured the sheriff for a naturalist. Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Huh, hardly. Picked that display up from a passing rag and bone man. But I like when the sun shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
He's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a set of keys there that I can't argue with. Oh, how about
You can't
tape?
just swipe these from right under his
Okay,
nose.
yeah.
Hey, sheriff?
What can I do?
Anything of interest in the surrounding area?
Not really. The San Bernardino Valley don't offer much in the way of sightseeing. There's an army fort, Fort Beaumont, and an abandoned relic that used to be a laboratory.
Cool.
There's also an Indian village on the other side of the valley. But you'll want to steer clear. I've heard tell they can be real territorial. But all that's outside my jurisdiction. When you leave my town, you're taking your chances out there.
Is Doc Sedgwick on the up and up, or is he one of those frontier quacks?
Oh no, Doc Sedgwick's tried and true. Well, he saved the town from a yellow fever epidemic just last year. The Doc's pretty much the glue holding this town together. Leastways, that's what he's fond of telling everybody.
Oh, there's got to be a dark secret to the doc. All right.
Just how long have you been the sheriff here anyway?
Oh, a couple years now. Like most everyone else, I came to Rosewater in '48 when we thought the hills were full of aurum. Except I stayed when it turned out they weren't.
You were a prospector?
Yep. But it turns out lawman was a more stable career.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
So yeah, this is like a lot of the towns in along the Gold Rush. Certainly Mariposa was the same way.
Of course,
Retro
Those
Rents
are some
Al is
stern-looking
here.
ladies.
Yes. Yeah, I think I might have to grab Rosewater tonight.
Not a bad
I
view.
remember Francisco saying about it, the Adventure Games panel at PAX 2020. Yeah. And I think he said it about it at, every other place he had to
Hey,
go
Sheriff?
to.
Ma'am?
Why have you got a horseshoe hanging above the door?
Ah, glad you asked.
Well, you got him up.
My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil. The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his own hoofed feet, you see.
He'll notice they're missing.
So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto one of his hooves. The devil howled out in pain. He begged the blacksmith to take it off again. The smith agreed, but on one condition. The devil must always respect the horseshoe and never enter any place where one is hung above the door.
I didn't know that story.
Hell of a story, wouldn't you say?
No, you have to turn the horseshoe up so that the luck doesn't run out, and it's a lucky horseshoe. Yeah,
Yes.
we actually, at our house
We had a horseshoe over a garage.
yeah, which was probably used on a real horse. Yeah, I'm super happy for you. I'm happy for everybody. We've got several people here that are involved in this game, and we're really proud and happy of them because this really looks good. We've talked our mouth out. We're not.
I know, I was trying to steal his gun.
It's not going to let you steal anything either. Look at it.
Impressive color.
Yeah. I'm going to have to buy this game soon. It looks really good. Yes.
All right, so we've managed to distract him, but he'll notice his bag's missing. So I want to just get the lockpicks out of the bag and leave the bag there, but I don't know how to do that.
And we've already distracted him.
And it wasn't enough.
Uh-huh.
But it feels like it's the right idea because it did give us positive feedback by having different dialogue.
Not only can.
Hey, Sheriff.
Ma'am?
What's the story with these guns?
Okay.
Now these
All right.
standard
Right.
issue
All right. The
pieces.
fact that we can do that. All right. Go over and see if you can
Thankfully,
open the
I
bag.
get to use one in the line of duty.
I didn't have an interface for it.
Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
Oh, he wasn't there long enough. Oh well. Yeah.
I can't just swipe
Okay.
a bag of.
Yeah.
Tempting.
Well, and you can't get behind the blacksmith. That would be the other way, is to go in the back door, find a place to get up and climb on it. Yep.
And it does sound like a multiple solution thing.
Ah. Yeah.
Wyvern, it means a lot to see you and join us. Spent so long rambling through the worlds you've created. So here's also always a problem with adventure games is bottlenecks.
Mm-hmm.
You get stuck somewhere and then you're stuck. So we tried to have our worlds more open so that there's a lot of different things you could do. If you get stuck in one thing, you can do something else.
Okay, we're stuck
Power
here.
lines.
Stuck here. Can't go down here.
And quite a variety of townsfolk going by, which is cool.
Yeah.
Also, actually, just two solutions. Yeah, I guessed that. Because they said, either a locksmith or a hammer. So, the question is, what is the solution to the lockpick puzzle? We can distract him, but we can't take him.
Yeah, this isn't Monkey Island where you can do the same thing several times in a row until you get it right. Yeah.
Now, if we had a Indiana Jones solution, would be to substitute one of our piece of paper we're carrying for the lockpicks.
Can you interact with the lamp in front of the doctor's office?
The lamp in front of the doctor's office. That's back that away.
Yeah, I know. I was just seeing.
What's
we haven't done this. There's your diary.
Oh.
There we go.
Warded lock. No key for me. Turn the hook freely. What is this about?
This is how to unlock it, I think.
This is padlocks. Wiggle the key to start the fun and take the snake for a long, long run.
How you use a lockpick set. There's the, I am ready for a change of scene. All right. That's kind of the dialogue we saw initially. Well, she's a little cynical.
We could ask if we can get his brother to... no, his brother's over at the place, though. Because otherwise we'd get him to pickpocket the lockpicks for us.
Yeah, well, we really needed somebody to distract. All right, if some charitable soul had the decency and consideration to black my eyes and break my bones at that tender age, once and for all, frightening me back into the arms of virtue, what saner course might my life have followed? Whoa. Well, we're getting quite the...
Yes, this is extra detail. That's kind of cool.
Yes. The interesting font. I like that font that you're using.
Yeah, very
there.
readable.
Yes, and definitely looks like handwriting, yeah. Thou art inadequate for this purpose. Yeah. She has a bit of Dorothy Parker spice in her writing, yes. And, nothing that anybody that resembles Dorothy Parker has got thumbs ups from us. Yes. All right. It's a job for actual money, so I'll swallow my pride, lick my pen, and puff for all I'm worth, which is about 45 crowns, it seems. Yeah.
That sounds like quite a bit, actually, though, depending on what a crown's worth.
Yes, it does. So well, all right, we've got flying machines, we've got that, so we're not exactly in the Wild West. So obviously money is not, that's a good sum, but it isn't an outrageous sum. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I like this. You're getting a different view of everything. You're getting a view of her, definitely.
So.
And you've got 18 crowns. Apparently, that's our thing. Yeah, the steampunk flavor, I'm all for steampunk flavor. You're in the Saturday party Wild West instead. Well, you had 20. Yes, I know. We already wasted our money, people. Maybe we could borrow one from... You can't actually interact with the walker-bys?
No.
No, too bad. Well, let's go in.
Yeah, because some of them have prospecting tools.
Can you look at the coffin?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem
No, same as the door.
It's the Undertaker. Okay, let's go in the saloon again, I guess, because that's our... we're looking for a hammer now, because we can't find the, because we're, because clearly everything's a nail here.
Oh, of course. Got duck feed?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm going to nail your beak to the floor. Got a hammer?
Yep, but it doesn't look like we've got a hammer here. Or anything useful, yeah.
Sneak past the sky, unfortunately.
Gentleman Jake's show will be...
Yeah. Given this, I think I know the surreptitious path to get the clicks. Okay, good.
Someone's hunting trip.
Yeah.
Well, make suggestions, because we're not adventure game players.
We're not good enough for that. Yeah, let's see. It's fun. Try the hotspot highlighter to spot any way you've overlooked. Just... Yeah, okay, so we have overlooked
the hunt the pixel problem.
Yeah. Yeah, shame, because I would want to interact with all the people, too.
Grunisov says my swap idea was right. Well, what have we got in inventory? We have...
A letter. Yeah.
October 25th.
That would be a really bad idea to leave that.
Yeah, so is that.
But the post would be fine.
No, it's not a swap. I mean, you'd want to swap something that's similar. You don't swap something that's random. Doctor's office might have something. We haven't swiped everything from the doctor's office yet.
Yeah.
Is there something over there on the desk or something like that?
Really?
Because, there's
a mirror or something.
Yeah, that's the washroom. Wash thing.
I imagine
it's for... I am a positive, thorough walk
around a little bit.
Something like...
Oh, interact with the round mirror inside the saloon. Yeah. Okay, so nothing on that table you can touch, nothing on the drugstore.
The round mirror in the saloon. I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, well.
Round mirror.
Really... The lamp.
The lamp outside the thing? Yeah, I thought about that. I have not tried it.
Start a fire. I
We
thought
can
that
try
was a
talking to
medical
our
bar.
publisher.
Yes, the medical bag on the left was the thing. I thought maybe that would be a reasonable thing to swipe, but it was a little small.
The round mirror. I don't see a large mirror.
Oh, maybe the one that he's
This
seen
is the
that.
food service
That's the
thing.
food service thing.
That's
Can you click on that button and get some food service?
No. Oh, maybe. Press. Oh, okay. I couldn't. It didn't look interactable before. Huh?
Okay.
Warning. Watch the day.
All right. We'll click on the door itself.
Food delivery.
Okay. So you can't actually get food there. Yes. Whenever
Okay.
there's an arrow with the
Now
dots, you can interact with that object. Yes, I see. Yeah.
There was something in there, but I couldn't quite make it out. Police looked like.
Yeah. At some point, that door is going to have it handy to whack someone, I bet. That
These
would be
seem
useful.
to be for
Oh,
These
and somebody
seem to
standing
be
there.
for
Uh-huh. Yeah. That would be useful. That would be fun.
Chair leg. I don't see nothing useful here.
I can't even get
I
in
reckon as hell I'm gonna go back on out to the main street.
And
ma'am.
you did. Okay.
But I think we could maybe talk to our editor.
Okay. Someone holding you up on gunpoint? Whack. Yeah. Press the button.
Good to see you again.
Oh, she did say we could use her typewriter.
cozy.
Write article is an option on the typewriter.
Huh. That's your office. Private, yeah.
Private office, right up front.
But actually, it makes sense.
Fascinating.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will... Nice type.
First, good old Sheldon model.
Okay. Not one of the first typewriter styles.
What do you need?
I'm curious. How did the...
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
Yeah, I like the choice of fonts here too.
I'd best be on my way.
Right, you are.
The art style, the art direction is really very nice.
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather comes in handy now and again.
It's
There,
a
see?
shillelagh!
I told you so.
I said it was a cane, and it's got a hook on
And I
it.
said it was a shillelagh.
I hope fixing that window won't be too expensive.
I may just leave it for a while. I'm enjoying the breeze.
Yeah, digging the voice acting, yeah.
It was excellent, yes.
Blackburns are the Pinkertons equivalent, I presume. Either that or they're the hired, the people you
Hired thugs.
for hired thugs for any purpose. They're
See you
the
later,
portable
Joni.
thugs.
Take care of yourself out there.
All right, so we haven't picked up anything. Who's the painting of the man? Are you going to talk to him again, or there's not going to say
Excuse
anything?
me?
I'd love to chat.
Don't let me do...
Okay, it's telling you. That was good.
One
Took
that's
you-
good, yes. So that's one of the things we did in our games that I think is very important, which is to have things progress, to be cognizant of what the player's already done. You don't want to repeat stuff over and over again.
CMJ says it.
Hey, things to Dr. Bag.
Yeah, the box on the top of the cabinet could be. We are not finding a lot of interaction here, though.
All right, the lamp. Not interactable. Dr. Bag. Where's the Dr.
Hello
Bag?
again.
Okay,
I don't
let's
see
just do this.
I don't see
We
Dr.
do
Bag.
the entire. Oh, I thought that was a doctor bag. The one
Oh.
with the dots under it, the spittoon. Yeah, you can talk about it. Okay,
Okay.
it's just about the right size.
About the right
What's in
size.
the cup?
Oh, just some supplies for house.
See there.
Well, he's distracted. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah. All we do need to do is trade it out and then give them back so that they'll never know.
But we might want to keep those lockpicks.
We can keep the lockpicks,
I
but
thought
we
it
can
could-
leave
She's
the
definitely
bag.
a rogue, says OSU.
Yes, rogue, yeah.
See, I didn't see the Dr. Bag there.
I did. I was trying to tell you that was the, it looked about the same size as this thing in the picture.
Welcome back.
Okay, we had more time on this than the other.
Hey, Sheriff,
Yes, ma'am?
what was the story?
Ah, glad you asked.
All right, that gave us the thing.
My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil.
He's still close enough to see.
The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe
Okay.
for his own hoofed feet, you see. So, the blacksmith took a red hot...
Hey, Sheriff, sorry to interrupt. What was it you said about these guns?
Now these are standard issue repeaters. Pretty powerful rifles. Thankfully, I've yet...
He'll notice they're...
Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
Trying to figure out the interface.
A rogue redemption case, maybe.
Nope,
Too
too
late.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with my amazing Twitch skills,
Anything over here we can get him to yak about?
Yeah.
There. Yeah, ask about. We need him over
Hey,
there.
Sheriff,
What's on your mind?
who are the people in this photo?
Those are my sisters, Lord bless them.
Oh, didn't get that. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Reba married an oil man. I think they're living in some big mansion on the coast somewhere.
There you go. And ask about the. All right. Now we've done that. Huzzah! We have the lockpicks.
Not a bad view.
could ask about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheriff,
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am?
what's this photo of?
That's a view of Colchester, where I grew up.
You could see if you could get the lockpicks out of the bag. Then
All
get the
things
bag back.
considered,
And, you know.
I still do miss the place. Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
Yes, you presume there was a brute
The
force
winters
method.
were so
I'll have to
cold,
try and figure out how to pull that
sentences
off.
would
Yeah.
hang in the air for days.
Can you move while he's yakking? No.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, I mean, but we know how.
Sometimes I have a cursor and sometimes not.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
All right, we have
so-
what we need. Let's go.
Not the best quality lockpicks.
Okay, I can only select
All
that.
right,
So
fine. You can't get the lockpicks out of the bag. Presume we can't just take down the shillelagh and smash the lock. That would
well, I
be.
wanted to, but it wasn't interactable as far
Yeah.
as I could tell.
Yeah. Yes, if all else fails.
Deep.
Select. Okay. Yes, when all else fails,
This should
violence.
be easy to pick. Just have to remember that rhyme I taught Bill. Good thing I wrote it down in my journal.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Okay.
what kind of lock is this?
I don't know. It's got two of those.
Well, look
it's
at
a
it.
bullock.
Look at it. Okay, look at
I
it.
should have this open in no time. Learned it by heart as a tyke and scribbled it down.
All right.
Okay,
It's a padlock.
okay.
Wiggle the key to start the fun, then take the snake for a long, long run.
And that is a rhyme to remember it. Okay.
The key.
Well, I think that that's the first of all, you always put in the
Wiggle the key. And then wiggle it.
and then you have to insert the snake. So you suppose that's the snake? Or actually could look at and see what she calls the pieces. Oh, okay, fine. So that's
Wiggle.
wiggle.
Ah, that's actually the key.
Okay. All right.
So that piece is probably the snake.
I should have this open. It learned it by heart as a
Look at each item and see what it says.
snake pick. Best type for getting the job done.
See? Yes, it helps to actually look
A
at
diamond pick.
and
A hook pick.
All right, so we know we need to use the snake. Use the snake. The D snake, well, it's got the twisted end, so that's probably the snake.
Let's head for a long, long run.
Yes, but that's the snake was the long
What if I
one.
put it in here? Nope, can't put it in there.
Okay, no. The S snake is the snake, yeah. S shape is the snake, okay.
I can't tell if it's open or
this lock. If I can't pick it, I should just break the damn thing.
Okay, well, let's look at our thing.
Padlocks, just
Wiggle
like this.
the key to start the fun.
Then take the snake for a long, long run.
Heard a noise when you twist left. Try twisting left.
Yeah, I thought I heard a noise, but...
Yes, there is clues here, people. Long, long left. Left, left. Multiple times in the same
Hellfire.
direction.
Am I losing my touch? Good thing I wrote down.
Is it bringing that up automatically so you remember? Was it bringing up that rhyme?
No. Oh, well, yeah, defaulted to that
okay,
page.
Fine.
Wiggle this.
All right, then pick up the snake. Select.
I'm trying to...
Gotta
Oh,
click
I
on
looked at it. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. All right, now turn left.
For a long, long run.
No, we're not getting...
I'm not getting any feedback. I get a click sound, but... I thought I heard
Two
it.
lefts and a right, he says.
Why would that be?
What am I doing wrong here?
Ah, long, long... Okay. I should have read that. Why would it be two lefts and a right? Long, long. Left, left. Right.
Yep, that was it.
Long, long run. Two lefts and a right. Thank you, Retro Runs.
You guys figured it out. Bingo. Yeah, don't take that left at Albuquerque. Really.
So-
All right, we are now in the...
We're
We've
now
gotten
looking for a ring hidden somewhere.
The smithy's
Ah, well, we hid something in a
the
cold
watch.
furnace.
Just
Yes, we've hid a lot of things. There's a...
Search jar or the
well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
Okay.
No, I didn't get to search the rest of the place as a result.
Wow.
Probably just as well. Probably would have had a fight. Diary updated.
Oop. We don't have the chains no longer on there, though.
Nobody knows.
Look at
Fancy. Too bad there doesn't seem to be a pawn shop in town.
And of course, we only have his word for it that it ever belonged to his father.
Yeah. You're going to try and...
Hi, Sheriff.
Welcome
back at
back,
things?
Mitt.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
Could you tell
Hoser.
Hey, Sheriff, that was totally not us. Breaking and entering. Well, if we
You
trade
was
it
a
back,
real
he'll never
firebrand.
know that we
She'd
swiped him. You
smack
know,
you
that was
across
the
the
key.
face soon
And we
as look
should...
at you. She did to me plenty.
You're so wholesome.
Reva married an oil man. I think
Didn't
they're
work.
living in some
Yeah, you
big
can't trade it
mansion
back,
on
I
the
guess.
coast somewhere.
You're stuck with them.
No, I'm having movement problems.
Sadie died a few months after this picture was taken.
No.
I'm grateful to have this to remind me of her
Oh,
smile.
okay, can't do it.
Oh, well.
Let's walk out
Not really
rudely well.
Not a problem.
Sorry, you can't return the fruits of your heinous acts. You will be forever tainted by the stain of your larcenous...
And the next time the doctor goes to save somebody's
Yeah.
life, his emergency plies will
I'll be gone, yeah.
be gone. I could put this back in his desk, but I don't think that'll
Yeah,
be too
we
much.
didn't even include feedback for trying to return them. Well, you just never can do everything, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's go. Yeah. Yep, you're a horrible individual.
Well, no, I just
we
didn't want to get caught. Come on.
Yeah, and we tried. You
I
know.
tried to return them. It would have been
Yeah.
the slightly
Less larceny.
more disguised thing anyway.
Yeah, well.
Here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
They didn't used to call me Housebreaker Harley for nothing.
Hey, I'm impressed.
Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure, go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed Pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
What about my 2 crowns?
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Well, it is now.
Kid, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't get it.
Because your head will be up
Ladies
your ass.
and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, are you ready for some thrills?
I bet we're the only customer in here.
Are you ready for some excitement? Are you ready for some fun?
Nickel?
No.
Then without further ado, may I present the star of our show, the last man standing at the Bleachbone Gulch Showdown. The only man to defeat Bastard Billy Boats in a duel.
There's
The
another
man
one
who
of them
discovered
curse
a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage. Gentleman Jake Ackerman!
So Gentum could be silver. Or Gentum. Nice twirl.
Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West. We got a heck of a performance for you today. But first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Lowe. Now let's get this show on the road.
At least he gave some credit to this other, you know, you don't often see that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope the steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
Okay, so the Wild West show was a thing after, probably a little bit later in this period, I think, more like 1870s.
As the duelist stood and stared, but Billy
Maybe I should have applauded.
Boats had never fought somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun, and bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
Yahoo! Get him!
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink. For with but a single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
All right.
It was a good trick.
Yeah. I was going to heckle him, but it was too good.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show.
I mean, really, the
Thank
guy who
y'all
was
so
juggling
much.
should get credit
You've
too.
been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Check of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir prototype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
He's not on Annie Oakley's level, but he's still pretty good. Nah. That's got to have been one of the sleight of hands. He said, keep an eye on that green ball. So it was probably, just like a magician, he probably, the other guy probably pocketed it.
It's pretty well done, though.
Yeah, it was a good illusion. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty short show. Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, there was part we didn't see. But anyway, so the Wild West show, there was Buffalo Bill had a Wild West show, and it was all about, showing off the things that made the Cowboys and the
it was
Buffalo
a
Quakers and so on.
circus with
And
West.
Annie Oakley actually got a job for him. And of course, in Annie Get Your Gun was the musical play based on that, in which she's trying to get some respect for herself and falls in love and that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
totally different story. But anyway, so the Wild West shows, was all about sensationalism and memorializing what had been the Wild
And the
West.
has-beens.
But 1850 is too early for it, though.
This isn't 1850.
Yes, this is
Is it?
1850.
Does that?
Said so at the beginning of the
Okay,
game.
fine.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, well then this is before the version of a civil war, if there was a civil war in this
Yeah,
world.
that was.
Telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie?
Yeah, alternate it.
Please
Yes,
do
it's-
pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Legere. I'd like to interview you.
There we
for the
go.
Rosewater Post.
Yeah.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Leger.
Yeah.
Sure, go upstairs
There we
to
go.
my room.
Yes,
Be
that's perfect.
Standing out here.
Which was that?
It's
Hold on.
Yeah, the alternate history
History.
excuse for anachronisms.
Yes.
My associates.
Yeah, because this is not Earth. It's not the real Earth.
Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Leger.
Likewise, Mr. Lowell.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
So, what did you think of the show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
So where did we meet Danny before?
Huh? We met him. He was the one blocking our way downstairs.
Oh.
Jake's voice is Stan the salesman?
Okay.
God.
Should I say it was amazing, it was pretty good, or I've seen better?
I think you want to suck her up. I would go with pretty good, though, because you're not.
I was pretty good.
Yes, that's definitely the word.
I'm glad you think so. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right.
Can we buy a boat from him?
Tell me your real story while I bring your show to Rosewater. What's your greatest accomplishment? Is there anything that scares you?
Let's go with why bring your. You're going to be at multiple, but
I'll bring your show to Rosewater if we can.
How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
Not much
to
amusement here.
this day, I can see Stan. And we'll never forget that classic animation, the awesome animation that Stan the man.
Although we complained about it in Ultima 4.
Oh yes, but it was hilarious.
Ultima 2 or whatever.
Hilarious in Monkey Island, yeah.
Yes.
San Francisco or Las Vegas? Probably.
Los Virgenes.
Them
Las
funky
Vegas.
glass bottom boats, yes.
Tell me a real
Who's the
story.
real Gentleman Jake.
Mercy me. That's a hell of a question. Now, I ain't much for philosophizing, Miss Leger, so I'll just say this. In my case, what you see is what you get.
Oh, well, there you go.
I see. Well, okay then.
Anything that
Is there
scares
anything
you?
that frightens the mighty Gentleman Jake?
You know, somebody once told me, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. When you deal with the type of folks out on the frontier that I do, marauders, bandits, desperados, your fears have got to be shallow. Otherwise, you won't last 2 seconds.
Yeah, I like the second one. Second up there.
Would people be surprised to learn that?
That's what you need for a newspaper
Yeah.
article.
I'm something of an open book, Miss Legere. Keeping secrets ain't really my modus operandi.
Come on, everyone's got secrets.
Oh, I think you'll find I'm not like most folk.
Hey, Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Legere. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition.
We need to
Danny,
talk to Dean.
see the lady
Yes.
out, would you?
Okay, so that was pretty good. Oop. Except things has changed.
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess
Everybody
I'll
left.
see you around. Not to worry, gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am.
How'd you do the trick with that green ball?
Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Ah, so they do have
What's
it.
all the ruckus?
Nice
Don't play
pathing
fool
there.
with me, Ackerman. You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you only cowards get others to solve their problems for them?
You slum-guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Come on up here, then.
You sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid.
This turns out to be a karate expert. Uh-oh, can we intervene yet?
Let's dance, cowboy.
I suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This can get ugly.
Where I'm standing, it's pretty damn ugly already. Hey!
So that's how you want it, huh? Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
I think you're going to be able to fight.
Ah, then we finally have a... Now we're going to save the game! Auto save Slew and Brawl, already
Okay,
did.
good save.
But we'll do it anyway.
Use a dumbwaiter door, yes! Yeah, you fight like a dairy farmer. Well, we will.
Fighting fancy.
Okay. You need to get him to come to you.
Yeah.
You have to be
McGuire!
Huh. Totally worth it.
Hey!
There we
What
go.
did you take? Okay, now press. There we go, people.
Yay!
Yay!
And
That's
Chekhov's gun
done.
has been fired.
Yes, we officially fired it. What else are we going to do? Search. Oh, good. We can search and take it. The
There
prophecy
we
has
go.
been
Nothing on him
fulfilled.
but the step.
Oh, well. All right, we can the bottle. Pick up that bottle on the table. Because what's more appropriate than hitting somebody over with a bottle? Now use it on this guy that's... Pop! There.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight, but these boys were hardly playing fair.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Bam!
There goes Charlie.
Just had to distract him.
That got the old blood
Now, the
pumping.
fact that
Got some
Charlie was
interesting
the...
associates, Mr.
Yeah,
Ackerman.
was the one
If you'll
that was
excuse me,
would have
I
to
have
be
an
the,
article
doing
to
the
write.
trick.
Hang on just a
you know.
minute. I'd be a fool to just
Yeah,
let
as
you
opposed to
walk
having Danny
away
do it.
after
Yeah.
that performance. Come on
Was a
back
good
up
payoff,
here.
yeah.
I've got a business proposition that
Ah,
may
okay.
Okay.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Legere, I won't beat around.
Heck of a hangover. Stop
Danny
the bar
and I are
brawl.
looking to get some folks
Ah,
together
smash
for
the
a
ball.
job. And I think you make a damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Or Kem Clark and Bennett.
Well, it would. You know, it would
course.
be,
The
you know,
etheric
references.
researcher. What about him?
Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him in nearly a year.
Yeah, Lamplight City callback. That is true. Yes, let's go to that. Yeah, that last one.
So is he dead or what?
That's the thing.
Sorry.
Nobody knows.
I enjoyed the heck out of Lamplight City.
What he left behind. We're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The fella.
Yeah, clearly it's the same universe.
Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know. We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Nope, I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this. A swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure.
Ooh.
The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world but would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split. Enough to make it all worthwhile.
Just like the amount he paid his associate.
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him. We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
Uh-huh.
Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
I'm not. What if this is all wild goose chase that gets us killed? I'm not, and frankly, I don't trust you. Or, oh no, I'm completely convinced. So we go with wild goose chase, or frankly, I don't trust you.
Yeah, don't trust you, or lay your cards on the table.
Truth be told, I'm not. Assuming this fortune even exists, which it probably doesn't, how do I know you won't just leave me
There we go,
dead
yeah.
and take it all for yourself?
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
I appreciate it, Danny, but I think Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
Money! Oh.
Okay.
They love to spend their riches. They don't give a crap about people like us. No, but I'm sure you'll tell me. I gotta go with they don't give a crap. No, but I'm sure you'll tell me.
Sure.
I don't. Please, enlighten me.
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in the fights.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
This will make a good story.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ackerman. I'm in. At the very least, this venture should make for an interesting tale.
I'm pleased to hear you say that.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Those guys downstairs are probably
Dr. Clark's
woke up during
laboratory
this.
is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground. a secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what. Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Legere.
Yep.
Diary updated autosaving. Let's see what our
Alright.
autosave is called. Our autosave is called Clark's Lab Arrival. That's perfectly fine.
All right, leave it
and
up here
I
for a
was
bit.
just thinking this was right about
Yeah,
the time
yeah, this
that we're
is-
at a wonderful break point.
Yeah, I mean, we were just gonna play one, one day of this, and leave the rest to you. But honestly, it's kind of exciting. We could go another day and see how far, but we don't want to
or,
spoil it for you people.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys solved the one puzzle.
Although, well, you can all come back and try to figure out how to bash that lock open, because there's got to
Yeah,
be something to
there
bash
is.
it open with. The Shillelagh certainly seemed like it, but I didn't see a way to get it.
Yes, and we do have a Tesla coil on that thing, so yeah, there's definitely Tesla, and this looks like Arizona here. So our
I call it Colorado.
no, we've
Oh, it's Arizona?
we've got a saguaro cactus, and
All right.
that's Arizona, people. Whether it's supposed to be-
Corazona!
Yeah, uh-huh.
Is that where you
Yes,
get...
yes.
Wait, that's where Corona comes from.
I see, from Corazona.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
Corazona!
yeah.
Sort of Italian.
So
that
yes,
makes
so
sense.
so up here
Definitely
the
not Anozira.
that Tesla. They gave a bit of history of Tesla and his sojourn of taking out the electricity in Colorado. Yeah, of course you're in Colorado.
Oh, they mentioned that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the Tesla coil and the fact it could take out all of our modern electronics. And
So
things
when I
like
was
that.
first starting to do my desktop publishing app on the Atari ST, we met a guy named Dave Small, who was very active in the writing business, writing about the Atari ST and stuff. But Dave Small also developed a thing that he called, what was it called now? His Macintosh emulator on the Atari ST. Something SAC, the Magic SAC. So Dave developed the Magic SAC so that you could run Macintosh software on the Atari ST. But he also wrote some very interesting articles in the users group newsletters there. And there's a whole series about Tesla.
Yeah.
And one of them was the idea that if you built a sufficiently powerful Tesla coil, that it would actually
You could
effectively
bounce-
beam through the Earth.
Bounce that thing through the Earth. Yes.
And it would disrupt all electronics on the opposite side. And people since then have said that, effectively you could do that and you could completely destroy the modern electronics-based economy. So interesting stuff. Tesla was quite a character.
Colorado has prickly pear cacti instead. Arizona has prickly pear cacti. We in California have prickly pear cactus. It's pretty much all over the West.
Prickly pear.
Yes.
We learned about Nikolai Tesla in what country were we in?
Well,
That was where he was originally from.
yeah, we went to his.
Was he from Czechia,
memorial.
or?
I think it was Czechia. And they had a museum of his stuff.
And apparently he had a laboratory there as well.
And we got to be, shocked and electrocuted too.
Serbian, they said.
Serbia. Thank you for correcting us. We were in Serbia.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Czechia, because we got to Czechia at the very end.
Okay.
Czech Republic. So yes, he was Serbian, and they have a big tribute to him.
And
in
they,
one
yes, they
city,
have
so-
a museum that's not incredibly huge museum, but it is a museum.
Had cool stuff in it.
Yes, it was fun to go to. That was
As a
choice.
kid, I always loved going to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. And that was like a smaller version of the Smithsonian Institute of Washington, D.C., or the Exploratorium in San Francisco. But the Franklin Institute had all sorts of hands-on things you do. And they did Tesla coil demonstrations where they had everybody link hands in a line and conduct the electricity for the Tesla
we
coil.
did that in the classroom,
Yeah.
classroom science class one day. We all.
Oh, but this was a huge...
this was a classroom size, and we
yeah.
basically had all our hair stand up on our
Stand up.
head. Yeah.
So
Fun with
cool
science.
stuff. Fun
Yes.
with static electricity.
Yeah, it's not Anazura or Ariada. Yeah.
Ariar, Arirado.
Clark's lab.
Why
looks
won't you come to
exactly
your
like
senses?
Tesla's experimental station in Desperado. Well, I was doing Desperado with that, earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was Arirado.
I know. As a Philadelphia restaurant resident, I love going to the Franklin Institute. I need to take my little ones there.
Is it still really cool, Al? Because when I was a teenager there, back in around 1970, it was awesome. Actually, it was before 70.
So,
mid to late 60s, mid 60s.
Any rate, our conclusion of this day's adventures is go out and buy this thing so you can get beyond us and tell us what to do.
And help Francisco and his team at Grundislav get some promotion, because, as we said, Steam promotes the games to sell well in the first week or two.
Right, so,
I hope we're soon enough.
Tell your friends. Get some and buy some thing. Yes, give money to
And then while you're at it,
adventure.
whisper to them the connections to Corey and Lori Cole's games.
Because there was one more connection that you guys didn't find.
And what was it?
The fact is that the owner,
Francisco
creator,
Gonzalez,
yes,
the co-designer, the co-writer of this game,
the
is
artist
also
and
a
everything.
famous voice actor.
Yes, he's a voice actor.
And he was a voice actor on Summer Days Tillysdale,
So yes, there's our other connection to
playing
this.
the role of Rodrigo, Tilly's antagonist.
Oh, there's a Quest for Glory Easter
frenemy.
egg in Act 3. All right,
Oh, we
you all
didn't get
gotta
that far.
find that. You gotta find that. We finished the demo. This is the working demo.
And
for
so
it.
we mentioned all the voice actors that worked on Quest for Glory, and then also we mentioned our own Weird West concept game that never went anywhere. You got this one done. Anyone who actually finishes a game, kudos.
La Bumba!
La Bumba! Rodrigo plays La Bumba.
At any rate, thank you all for showing up. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope
And with that, I die and the stream ends.
Yes, I know. Yeah. And go out and find this game. Oh no, La Bumba killed Corey. It must have exploded on him.
You got to disarm those Bumbas in time.
Yes. So at any rate, we could quit to main menu. So here's the main menu, people.
Unfortunately, it autosaved just... So far there were, I think, 3 or possibly 4 autosaves, and every single one of them was at a point where I would have saved. So, yay.
Yes.
Well done. These things are not easy.
Right, and the design, I love the cinematography of this game, especially the opening movie, if you were here. Yeah, the opening setup. It's got great art. It's got great
music.
And good vocabulary.
Great voice acting.
I mean, the characters are interesting.
I did think the line was a little flat when she was talking about the laboratory. Could have had a little more life and intonation to it. But,
That's her voice.
It's
That's
just
her character, honestly.
It's just, yep.
So
never
anyway,
fazed by anything.
Yeah. So at any rate, Corey, you are not a save scummer like me. That save list was sparse. God, you should know that we're a terrible save scummer.
Yeah.
We, how many times did we have to replay our own stupid game because Corey didn't save at the point where we needed to?
Yeah, it's not good at save something. Except that when I worked for Olivetti in Cupertino, and I kept getting home late from the office because I worked so often.
Late, yes.
And some of that so late was because they had this game called Rogue, which was only on mini computers and mainframes at the time. And just so happened to be on Olivetti's mainframe that we were using as our development system. And nobody had ever beaten the game. But I discovered... obviously in Rogue, if you're familiar with the game at all, first of all, it's a permadeath game. Once you die, the game's over. Second, if you restore a game, it deletes the save game. So you can only use restore in order to play multiple sessions. But the thing in Rogue is that RNG really makes a difference. Some games, every time you find a potion, it's a poison potion. Every time you find a weapon, it's cursed. Other games, every weapon seems to be a plus strength or a restore strength, which are the 2 key potions. And I was having one of those games where I had an extra restore strength potion inventory.
It was a god game.
It was a god game. I had like 5 gain strength potions. And I had a magic weapon. I maybe even had a
Any rate.
wish scroll. Anyway, so I saved the game. And then I came back the next day and I said, what if I copied that game to another location on my disk? It'll be deleted when I restore it, but I'll still have a copy of it. I did that and got a ways down, and I died to some horrible monster or some stupid mistake. And then I copied it back. And save scumming. And several hours later, I got home at midnight or 1 a.m. and couldn't avoid admitting to Lori, well, I was playing this game called Rogue, and I won! I'm the only person that has ever won that game at Olivetti.
So, yes.
But I did it by save scumming.
Alas. Okay, yes. So, yeah. I've gotten yelled at by GOG because my save files exceeded the allotted cloud space, yes. And I've got so many saves in Hero U, I think I have to blank the list at least twice in a single playthrough. Yeah.
Mary Jo says an interesting thing would be to see magic items that have both blessings and curses, because magic always comes at a cost.
There's game design. That one really takes some work to get that to work.
And
right.
it was the thing in D&D. The most powerful weapons, were they called artifacts?
Yeah, the artifacts.
Yeah, the artifacts.
Always had
like the Hand of Vecna. The Hand of Vecna, you had to cut off your own hand at the wrist, and then this magic item, the Hand of Vecna, would adhere to it. And
in the original game, I know Vecna has changed hands, so to speak, over the years. It was used...
Anyway, so you would roll randomly the powers it had, but also the curses that were associated with it. So the one curse was the fact you had to lose your own hand, and you had to take it on faith that what you had wasn't just somebody's hand that had been cut off. In which case, you'd have another cut off hand.
The head of Vecna is actually a meme, and I wish to this day I had the narration, the guy telling the story of somebody using the head of Vecna with a party, and it was just awesome.
It just went on and on. It was great.
Yes.
But anyway, so for every really powerful artifact, there were also disadvantages. Like maybe you had a disease that cost you 1 hit point a minute or something like that, as long as you had that artifact equipped.
And you couldn't exactly unequip it.
No.
So, yes.
If you unequipped it, you were without a hand.
So, at any rate, many sidetracks away. Just go out, buy this game, play this game. Thank you, people from Gundeslav Games, for showing up and joining our stream. I did see that you were running a live version of it on Steam itself, and I didn't want to interrupt you because I wasn't sure if you were actually live or Memorex. So we really appreciate it. We really want to push it.
And I guess we should also do a commercial for ourselves, as you should support our Patreon at boom.
And also, go to our Discord.
And the Discord,
join our Discord.
That the link never works on, but
yes, but definitely join our Discord. We can have discussions of these things online. But thank you, Rosewater. It was fun.
Oh, it's up here.
It was interesting. I love the art style. I loved what we were seeing there. Such a tour de force. You've done great, people. And the voices were awesome too. Yes, so you got. It's all in all so professional. I can't believe that team is not, almost, less than
hardly a handful.
Hardly a handful, and you've done such.
But dozens of actors.
Yeah, well, I know, but those are the fun part. Okay.
And interestingly, IMDb doesn't know what to make of games, so if you go on IMDb, the whole thing is the cast list, and it's all about the voice actors, and they don't mention the fact that there were years of design and development and
yep, well, that's what you get
blood,
for
sweat,
that.
and tears and bug testing.
So anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks on the whatever day that is, the 15th.
15 something?
No, you have to add the, you can do the math. It's the 5th. So what?
Oh, 2 weeks.
2
2 weeks would be the 19th.
Ah, very good.
April 19th.
Yeah. See you on the 19th. Have fun. Have a good 2 weeks until then. Play the
and
game.
mostly I was doing a filler here because we had some technical problems at the beginning that caused our stream to start a minute or two late. So to get our full 2.5 hours, we'd yak on about nothing.
Yeah. See everybody post taxes.
Thanks,
Goodbye,
everyone.
everybody.
Be well.
Play a Western game. Yeah.
Keep on adventuring.
Yeah, that's it.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.